The Sony FX3 and the A7S III, which one should you buy in 2025? Hi, I'm Tyler, an audio engineer and a videographer here in Nashville. I wanted to make a video on the FX3 and the A7S III and which one I would buy today in 2025. When I was first starting out, I couldn't decide on which one of these to buy because I was doing photo and video pretty much equally, and if I can help you make that decision in 2025, I wanted to help out. I want to start with the similarities of each first. Starting with the sensor, both the FX3 and the A7S III have a 12.1 megapixel full frame sensor. That was something really important to me because I was doing a lot of indoor shoots like weddings, and I wanted to make sure that low light performance worked really well. They both record up to 4K at 120 frames a second. There is a slight 1.1 times crop at 120 frames, but there's no crop at 60 frames a second. They both shoot 10-bit 422 color codecs. They both have insanely fast autofocus systems, and another big selling point to me was dual native ISO. That's where the magic happens for these cameras in low light. You can go up to 12,800 ISO with both of these and still have an amazing image quality. Now, as far as recording media, both of them have a dual card slot that accepts both a CF Express Type A card and regular SD cards. That's handy for video. When your primary card runs out, it'll automatically switch to your second card for more storage. And for photography, you can write to both cards simultaneously, or you can write to them sequentially. As for monitoring, they both have a flip-out LCD touchscreen that rotates back into the body. They both use an NPF Z100 style battery. You can also power the camera off of a USB-C cable, but you also have to have a battery installed. For connectivity, they both have full-size HDMI outputs, a USB-C and micro USB for data transfer and power delivery, a microphone input, and headphone output. And lastly, color profiles. They both can shoot in S-Log3, HLG, and S-Cinetone. And now on to the differences between the two. The FX3 is considered part of Sony's cinema line, and you get a much different body style than the A7S III. There's tally lights on the front and the back that indicate when you're recording, which I find really useful. There's a built-in cooling fan so you can shoot for long periods of time without overheating. You get 6 1/4-inch threads across the body for mounting options, and you get 6 customizable buttons that you can assign to different features on the camera. One major design feature is there is no viewfinder on this, so if you're using it for photography, you have to use just the LCD screen. Another huge difference is the XLR top handle that comes with the FX3. It gives you 2 hybrid XLR and 1/4-inch inputs, and it also gives you a 3.5mm input as well. Each one has its own preamp gain, each one has their own pad up to 20 dB of reduction, a toggle between line mic and phantom power enabled, and there's also a low cut option as well. Now for the A7S III, it just has a regular camera design. It does have the viewfinder, so you can use that for photography or video. You get 1 1/4-inch threaded mounting option. You get 3 customizable buttons for camera function. There's no tally lights on the front or the back that indicate recording. There's also no built-in cooling fan for longer operation. As for operational differences, the S3 has more photography-oriented controls. On the top, there's the physical dial that lets you swap between different modes on the camera. I actually really like being able to have something tactile that I can swap easily on a shoot. And you can have separate settings for photography and for video that make swapping back and forth on a shoot really easy and seamless. As for the FX3, there is no physical dial on the top. On the back, there's a mode button that lets you select different settings on the camera. Again, I like to have something tactile where I can swap it really quickly without having to go through a menu to get to what I want. But you can assign certain settings that you use a lot to the custom buttons. For example, you could assign your frame rate to one of these custom buttons, so you can swap between 60 frames a second and 24 frames a second with just one press of a button. So both of these are extremely capable cameras, and you're gonna get the same quality no matter which one you use. So which one should you pick? I remember trying to make that decision, and what you need to think about is, do you want to focus more on photography and video or just video? Once you figure that out, the choice is pretty clear. If your main focus is on video and you might need to take a few photos here and there, I think you should go with the FX3. It's more set up for video right off the bat, from how it operates to the indicator lights to having an internal cooling fan. It's just the perfect choice if you're only focused on video. Now, if you want to do photography and video, you should go with the A7S III. You're going to have more physical controls that are familiar for photography. You're still going to get the same image quality for video as the FX3, but you're going to be able to easily switch between photo and video on the fly. Now, when I made my decision years ago, I ended up going with the A7S III because I was doing photo and video pretty much equally. But as time went on, I started doing a lot more video, so I bought an FX3. And the beautiful thing is you can use them in an A/B setup, and the colors are exactly the same. The image quality is exactly the same. So the choice is really, do you want to do more photo or do you want to do more video? So if you were trying to decide which one to buy, I hope this helped you out. This is actually my first long form video on YouTube, so if this helped you out, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe and hit the like button. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.